a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, BRimes.
And we are blessed and highly favored here in studio, coming to you live from the Consumer Quarterback Show studio, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. As a consumer advocate, we serve the community as a consumer advocate, making you more street smart, introducing you to business owners, business ideas, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 11 years on air, and real excited to invite you to our next gratitude party. Every month we host a third Thursday gratitude party, and you are invited. If you're hearing this, watching the show on any of our channels, of course you're invited. Thursday, August 15th, over at Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and it's 13937 Monroe's Business Park, kind of close to the county line, very close to the county line right there, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County. We try to move these events around so people can come and engage with us. So we're going to have a great time. We're going to have food, drinks, appetizers, and also a private tour of Tampa Bay Brewing Company. So it's going to be a great time, and we look forward to seeing you there. Hopefully you can make it. Let us know if you can. RSVP to the show hotline at 727-263-3707. Call the show hotline. Also, consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form there, and we make sure that we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow that evening. We've got Michael Emdy in studio with us. He is our tech expert, all things tech related. Massive IT is his company, and there is no shortage of topics to consider today's show. CrowdStrike, you got the airline shutdown, deep fakes as well, legislation around deep fakes, and also Trump's recent speech at the Bitcoin convention. Really cool. We got a clip we're going to play from that as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Later on, we got Ron Fuller, Tri-County Metals, coming in with us here as well. Going to be talking in studio with us about metal roofs and his awesome business as well. And as you know, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. Our strategy works. It helps us sell our listings faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. We've got a property at 221 Howard Drive. This is a $3 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, single family home on the beach. This is Bel Air Beach. It boasts one of the highest land elevations in the area. You're 1 block from beach access. You have a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, and 100 linear feet of water frontage on deep water. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis, and enjoy the Florida lifestyle to the fullest. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Compliments of Aaron Foley on the Platinum MVP team. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Indian Shores. Another beautiful $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. And we have a great opportunity for you to own your own beach property. You are on the beach. You are walking out your door and you're on the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters of Pinellas County. 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,000 square foot home. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. Now, 2 major points here. Low HOA. You only have $250 a month as an HOA, and this is a $1 million listing. Now, you also can short-term rent this property, so it is available for short-term rentals. 3 balconies providing a lovely view. You look to the right, and you're looking at the intercoastal waterways. You look to the left, and you're looking at the Gulf of Mexico. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right. We got Michael Emdy back in studio with us. Massive IT, and again, there's no shortage of topics in the tech space, Michael.
It's crazy out there.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Keeping you busy, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we're absolutely busy every day.
Yeah, that's great, man. So you're helping business. Let's start a little basic here. You're helping business owners. You're helping homeowners. Pretty much anybody that has a PC, a smartphone, you're able to access and help them with their tech problems.
Yeah, we can advise them on hardware, software, services, security. Security is a big thing right now. Everything is just moving so fast. Our social, our legislators, our government, everyone's struggling to keep up with it. Even businesses are struggling to keep up with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of unknowns, and this is like so fast that the speed of change in our business environment and the technology environment is just unprecedented speed of change.
Yeah, the things that they're really struggling with is the speed of change and experience, right? In most business owners, don't have the experience with the tech. The younger generations are growing up with it. It's second nature. But then there's all the political ramifications, the business ramifications, the security, the criminal, the civil, the just everything that goes along with it, and who's deciding what to do about it, how to handle it. Yeah. And it just churns out new features, new functionality on a daily basis.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You got to bring on a company like Massive IT if that's how I would keep up with it. So Michael Emdy, Massive IT. Let's jump into some of the recent news. Here's a story I pulled down as well. CDK cyber attacks likely cost $1 billion. So it says last month there was hacks and ransomware attacks on CDK Global that paralyzed about half of the country's car dealerships and will likely result in more than $1 billion in estimated losses.
Yeah, and this is something that's not necessarily the fault of CDK per se. This is something that can happen to anybody, any business, any person, whether it's personal, whether it's business, and it's an attack. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Right, and how prepared are you? Now, there's some argument that you could say for this and some other things that have happened in the industry with the airlines and others that were they prepared? How did they handle the outage? How did they handle the incident, the break-in? Could they had done more to do that? Perhaps. And sure, in hindsight, that's easy to say.
Yeah.
But, looking forward, I think it's a lesson learned at this scale of what can we do in the future to make our own business, right, yours, mine, everyone else's, more secure and ready for if and when this ever happens.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The story goes on to talk about how they were literally forced dealers to use pen and paper to do business, and it revealed a critical vulnerability in industries that rely on few key software providers. Now, is that something to consider too? Is your software that you're using, getting into the specifics of what are your key elements of security there?
Yeah, things have turned into such a reliance on technology. It's not just a typewriter anymore. It's just not a pen and paper anymore. All of our information, our data, it's in technology somewhere, in a cloud, on a hard drive, on a computer, whether that's in your office or somewhere else in a data center. What do you do? Business continuity, disaster recovery planning. In this case, the dealerships went back to pen and paper, right? Hammer and chisel. But could they really get it done? No, because did anybody know how to write a deal on paper? No,
Right.
They didn't, right?
Yeah.
You think the 20-year-old kid knew how to write a deal on paper?
Right.
No.
Yeah,
right?
especially if you've got to calculate APR and some of these, different forms that you have to have.
Yeah, exactly. So, what is your business continuity and disaster recovery plan?
Yeah.
Right. We used to do it for hurricanes and fires and floods and things like that. But guess what? Now you have to do it for tech.
Yeah.
And what are you doing to plan for that? What is your backup plan?
Right.
Right. What is your other copy of software? Do you have another PC, another server, another data center? Where's your data? Is it backed up?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? What happens when this happens to you? What are you going to do?
Right.
Who are you going to call?
Who are you going to call? Massive IT. You're going to call Massive IT. So, Michael, tell us, when you think about these situations that have arose in your daily workings, do you have a recent success story or a situation that might help paint the picture for us?
Yeah, so there's a lot of customers who come to us in the heat of the moment that they've been compromised and we have to recover them. We do a lot of rescues, a lot of untangling of knots. Sometimes it's not a criminal situation. It's just a project that's kind of gone sideways or gotten in over their head that they need help with. But at the end of the day, it's about planning. It's about redundancy, backups, and putting some forethought into what are we doing and what happens if this breaks? What
Right.
happens if it gets attacked? What do we do? And so putting those backup plans and infrastructure, software, and things in place are what's going to protect your business and your revenue, right, from just disappearing, drying up, and driving you out of business. I don't know what the number is, but there's a huge statistic on when a company is compromised, how often do they go out of business within the next 12 months?
Oh, wow.
reputation damage, revenue damage, right?
Right.
Reciprocal things that happen to them afterwards.
Yeah. Cash flow. Yeah, so you think about that old school from business school, SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You can do that for your business. You can apply that to a lot of different areas, but that's something to consider. Michael Emdy here, Massive IT. I'm going to play this clip now with over the weekend, Trump was on a Bitcoin, or at a Bitcoin. He was a keynote speaker. Interesting clip here in the response.
And as millions of Americans began to invest, Washington began to take notice. This weekend's conference, the largest Bitcoin gathering in the world, was attended not only by tens of thousands of crypto enthusiasts, but by dozens of senators, Congress members, and even Donald Trump. The former president took the stage to roll out his crypto agenda that will turn the U.S. into a, quote, Bitcoin superpower.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done. If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA.
He vows to make America the crypto capital of the world. I like the sound of that.
It's amazing that this soundbite is going to trigger just a wave of enthusiasm and uptick, right?
Yeah.
And there's already been a huge wave of enthusiasm for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. If you look in the market, use a crypto wallet or service like Coinbase or Crypto.com or one of those, and you see all the coins that are available. What am I going to buy? What do I do with it? Can I buy a stick of bubble gum? No. What are you going to do? But this is really, if he really does go forward in January, right, this will really open up that market and really turn the tide. And this is just another example of how fast technology moves.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to buy gas with crypto? Are you?
Well, we'll see. Hey,
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm kind of still sideline on this stuff. I'm kind of sitting on the sideline because there's, the Dogecoin, all these different coins, and then you got the Gary Vaynerchuk, these marketers getting involved and trying to create their own types of coins. But it'll be interesting to see. One of the cool takeaways too was they had the chairman. They wanted to fire the SEC chairman, and listen to the overwhelming response to this clip.
But the loudest moment from the entire weekend by far actually came when Trump promised to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, who has led the crypto crackdown in recent years.
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa.
That was an overwhelming, yes, everybody there does not apparently like the SEC chairman. And I think it's just another talking point around the deep state. Fire, clean house, get them out of there, man.
Yeah, I think we're seeing this natural progression that we're used to happening over years, decades of transition from a technology or a way of doing things, banking, economics, otherwise. It's being compressed into weeks, months,
right?
A few years, not decades.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing now is the hegemony is used to banking a certain way, loaning money, managing money, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, et cetera. The market, right, in general, is used to running a certain way. And now you're introducing this sort of autonomy and independence of a currency that they can't just print. Right. And this disrupts that market and that workflow. And they're wondering how are they going to manage that. And they're scrambling to put their own systems in place with the blockchain and cryptocurrencies. USDC, right? US dollar coin. Is one of those examples that the banks want to have and control because they want to back it by the dollar. Yeah,
exactly. It's the traditional players trying to counteract and trying to and it's like you said, the printing of the money. That's why we're in the challenging spot we are with inflation. With inflation out of control, it was up at 7% just 18 months ago roughly. And when you print money, you're watering down our currency, and then it spurred on the BRICS nations. So I mean, what a deep conversation to be had there. But yeah, it's interesting to see. And when you have a world leader, potentially the next president, to make such a bold statement, I think that's going to reverberate through the markets.
Yeah, it's a go-to play to just print more money and stimulate the market, right, and solve a problem short term.
Exactly.
This potentially takes that away, and they would have to actually come up with potentially actual programs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
To do actual things, produce actual products, provide actual goods, actual services, and not just flood the market with money and a check in your mailbox.
And fund foreign wars is what they were doing, is funding foreign wars. So let's take a quick break there. We're talking with Michael Emdy, owner of Massive IT here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You can follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show. And please support all the local area business owners that you hear on the program by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rimes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with Michael Emdy with Massive IT here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, talking about your technology and other topics here as well. Quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill. That's the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show here in Tampa Bay. Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. Excellent food, very friendly waitstaff, and a wonderful ambiance there at Brio Tuscan Grill. They have happy hours Monday through Friday. Get a lot of bang for your buck there with the food and drinks as well. My favorite is the salmon fresca. Excellent food. And check them out. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Talk to Chef Oscar or the general manager, that's Joey. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And take them up on their free appetizer offer just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got a hot listing here at 3615 C. Robin. This one is in St. Petersburg. Owner is motivated. This is a beautifully renovated property. I love the color scheme here. They're going with the lighter colors, those grays as well. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,485 square foot remodeled single-family home. You have stainless steel appliances, breakfast bar, tiled backsplash, and you have a nice backyard there as well. As a beautiful location, great location here, close proximity to downtown St. Pete. You're less than 15 minutes from the world-famous Gulf beaches as well. 3615 C. Robin Drive, Southeast, St. Petersburg, Florida. 1950 58th Avenue North, Unit 8. This one is another opportunity in St. Petersburg. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You have 1 carport plus a bonus room, 15 square foot condo. Now, this condo is a lot of money just recently put into this as well. Stainless steel appliances, luxury vinyl plank flooring, and you have a carport right out the back door. So it's a short walk to your covered carport. You have wonderful amenities there, rec center, heated pool, shuffleboard as well, close to downtown St. Pete. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it
down the road.
All right, we're talking with Michael Emdy, Massive IT here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And speaking of technology and the political season as well, you've got just recent days, the recent news, Google, Meta coming out too, and just the simple search of assassination attempt on you know who, it doesn't come up. It's like they just erased it.
You mean Truman?
Yeah, Truman, the Truman Show. Jim Carrey.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, get prepared for all the news stories and all the incidents and all the accusations and real things that are happening.
Right.
It's going to be a flood over the next, 100 days, they say?
100 days,
right?
yep.
Yeah, so you're going to just see tons of stories about election fraud, interference, bots, all kinds of things, fake accounts, fake news.
Yep.
It's just going to be a flood.
Unbelievable. And you had mentioned also about the legislation and how to monitor or legislate against these deep fakes. What is a deep fake, by the way?
A deep fake is the use of artificial intelligence to develop video, pictures, whatever that may be, that looks very convincing. Audio, right? We've talked about I've been kidnapped. Send money.
Yep.
I'm stuck in China. I'm stuck in wherever I'm at. Wire me some money to this Western Union account, right? And those things have happened, right? You think that people are not getting the email or the text messages about, hey, go get some Apple gift cards and scratch them off and give me the numbers via text, right? You think that it still happens. It still happens today. People still fall for it. So it's going to happen, especially in the election side, and it's going to be a bigger deal now because more people are aware of it, and it's still going to happen.
Yeah, it will. Is it the Nigerian prince still? Is that the one?
That's one of them. Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of them. Yeah, he's out there. He's
out there. He's still out there.
Some people
going
are still
strong,
following, especially the seniors. Unfortunately,
yeah,
and they prey on the weak in many cases, and it's the seniors that aren't technically enabled in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I think the legislation is going to struggle. Just again, generational, right? Just not used to how does this work and what things can you do with it. Even the security industry doesn't know all of the creative ways that you could leverage something and use something.
Yeah.
Right. There's going to be all of these new hacks and new attacks and new fakes and new ways to do things. Clever ideas, right? We all get them now. The emails, the text messages, the phone calls, the voicemails, right? And it sounds legitimate on the surface until you call and that you suddenly realize that, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah. And what's the first telltale sign? They're asking for data. They're asking for...
We do a lot of security awareness training, and the telltale signs are be aware, right? If the phone number is from an odd area code, if it's somebody's name that looks similar, and there's things where they can use different characters, especially in emails, like the Cyrillic A, right? Looks like a regular A, but it's not a regular A, but it your brain looks at it and just goes right over it, things like that. They can substitute a 1 for an L for a 1. All these different things to kind of fake out your brain when you're just looking over. Oh, yeah, that's legitimate. I know who that is.
Just
that's
add a dash in there.
Add a dash, anything like that.
Yep.
You're just not really paying attention, and it looks real. When you talk to them, if the circumstances, most legitimate business, not most, probably all at this point, are not going to ask for your password. They're not going to ask for your account number, your social, like all of those things over the phone.
Right.
And if somebody calls you, if somebody reaches out to you, you shouldn't talk to them.
Right.
You just say, you know what? I'm gonna take out my credit card. I'm gonna look at the phone number. I'm gonna call you back.
Right.
And I'll do whatever it is that you guys need to do. Right.
Exactly.
You're not gonna call me.
Yeah, exactly. That's the setup. All right, Michael Emdy, Massive IT. How do you want people to connect?
www.massiveit.com or sales@massiveit.com.
Sales@massiveit.com. Michael Emdy, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate
it. All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, Ron Fuller in the house. We're going to talk with Ron. He is with Tri-County Metals, working with roofing contractors. Metal roofs is the topic of conversation coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Consumer Quarterback, the Platinum MVP team, that is, helping you win in your real estate deals and also working locally to make you more street smart, helping you win in your buying decisions, make you more street smart, and avoid commission-based advice here as a consumer advocate. 11 years on air, and real excited about a lot of the growth. And our one of our newest partners, Tri-County Metals, Ron Fuller, making his debut back on the show, that is, Business Development Manager. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment. And before we do, we like to feature our real estate listings live on air. We got a property here in Thonotosassa. This one's 10413 Main Street, Thonotosassa. And we do list vacant land, commercial properties, and residential properties. This one is 3.63 acres of vacant land in Thonotosassa, Main Street area. So great opportunity. You buy and you build, and you've got to, of course, through the process of buying vacant land, you have to figure out the zoning, the future land use, the elevation, the survey. There's a little bit of a different game here. But this is a great opportunity. You're a stone's throw away from the vibrant pulse of Tampa, easy access to major highways and thoroughfares, and a great opportunity to own vacant land, commercial land on Main Street in Thonotosassa. We also have a property on Croft. This one is on Croft in St. Petersburg. Another investment renovated property here. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 1,066 square feet, single-family home, and it's 13651 Croft Drive Lane, Largo. And your minutes from Indian Rocks Beach. You have upgraded luxury vinyl flooring throughout, naturally lit. And I love the color scheme here. You got the lighter colors and some nice staging there in this home. Countertops, beautiful countertops, cabinets, high-end furnishings. The property is versatile, making it a great home. And a great idea is the short-term rental, Airbnb. A lot of people making money utilizing properties as Airbnb. Close proximity to the Pinellas Trail, the Botanical Garden, Largo Public Golf Course, St. Pete, Clearwater Airport, and more. Check out 13651 Croft Drive North in Largo. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, let's welcome in Ron Fuller, Tri-County Metals. Welcome back, sir.
Brandon, old friend, it's good to be back with you.
Yeah, brother.
So last time I was here, we had Tony Dungy next door recording. You had Grant Cardone on air, and you were writing books.
That's right.
And now you're drinking Perrier water, too.
There we go. Throw the Perrier in there. I love the sparkling water, man. That's good stuff.
I'm proud of you. How's the books going?
Yeah, going great. You know, got the audio book. I did a voice on the last one, the Become the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got that voice. Well, I'm really happy to be here. Tri-County Metals, what a great company. Really, I want to talk about kind of who we are, what we do, and why we're different. You know, first of all, Tri-County, we have 9 locations throughout Florida. So in these branch locations, you're going to walk in. We've got a manager. We've got 3 people on staff ready to help you. So when our contractors are busy, oftentimes there's little things they need. They might need an accessory, a boot, something like that. They're able to go right in and get what they need. But the other thing that I'm kind of proud of is we're opening a new manufacturing location in Okeechobee.
Nice.
In fact, it's sort of already open, a little soft opening. We're grand opening September 6th. We also manufacture up in Trenton, which is the company's headquarters. So 24 years of doing this. One of the things that I think sets us apart, without a doubt, is the care that we have for our customers. Our employees, we are good stewards of our community. We really share our success. And the big thing for us is a good customer experience. And it's something that people don't expect anymore, right?
Oh, man. You know, you hear those stories, too, about, I called the phone number and I got passed around or whatever it might be. But I love that. Tell me more about what makes Tri-County Metals different.
So when we have a customer experience team that's dedicated, when you get that call, it's going to be answered. And yes, we have to make sure you're good with being recorded. As soon as you're okay with that, you're talking to somebody. The branch locations are really great too, because the contractors are busy. When they're on a construction site, they don't have time to mess around. I mean, everything's on a time schedule.
Yeah.
But we really care about them. We care about the experience. And, you know, the wonderful growth that Tri-County's had is really not been focused on growing or revenue. It's been focused on how do we serve the customer better? How do we give a great customer experience? And then the growth just follows.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's organic. So, in shows in the future, we'll dive deep in certain topics. Believe it or not, metal is actually pretty exciting. But I do want to kind of give a general overview of metal, the advantages of metal. There's so many things happening today. We've got beautiful colors. In fact, black and dark grays are very in architecturally, and we've got metals for that. The energy savings is phenomenal. Even with a dark color that is so popular, it reflects the solar rays. So there's two things that you want to consider in a roof is longevity, and especially in Florida, the energy savings,
right,
or the energy efficiency or lack thereof. So you know how you walk on an asphalt street, and they'll even have warnings if you're walking your dog about their pads on their feet.
Yep.
Asphalt gets hot, so a roof could typically be 150 degrees. It's much hotter, 8 feet higher,
Yep.
And that shingle will heat soak. It soaks that heat in. Metal's reflecting the heat, even the dark colors.
Right.
And the metal does not trap the heat. So the heat is not going to stay. You go into an attic at 1 a.m. in a typical Florida home, and you still feel that heat up there.
Right.
It's been heat sinking. With metal, there's nowhere for it to stay. It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's how many are there studies on that, or do you have any stats on like the differences?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we work with Sherwin-Williams, and they actually have a farm out in Fort Myers. They have some paints that have been exposed since 1968.
Wow.
So there's a lot of scientific studies. They have incredible machinery. I was at the plant last week, and they have cameras that test what the reflecting is as well as the heat. But what fascinated me was the 1968 paints. So they obviously have a protocol when there's a hurricane coming, but these panels have been exposed since 1968.
Wow.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I love the fact, too, that this is American-made product. You're manufacturing it right here in Florida, and then you also have Trenton, New Jersey?
It's Trenton, Florida.
Florida. Okay, Trenton, Florida.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay.
Yeah, we're a Florida-based company. There's some manufacturers are out of state. They're looking at P&L statements. We're Florida-grown for the last 24 years, and we're looking at the faces of our contractors.
Nice. I like that. And you work with other roofing companies. So any roofing company out there would be somebody to talk to and that you would want to be introduced to.
Absolutely. So that's what we do. We manufacture the roofing materials. We work directly with roofing contractors. If a homeowner comes in, obviously we can help them, and we would recommend somebody in their local area.
Yeah, that's great, man. I've heard a lot of good things about the metal. Mom actually had a house with a metal roof, and you could tell there was a difference there, major difference in the electrical bills, and just the architecture. I think it has a beautiful look to it.
Absolutely. So there's different looks to it. Some of them have certain ribs, ridges. There's exposed fasteners. There's a lot of variety.
Yeah.
And I think HOAs are also really warming up to metal roofs as well.
Yeah.
They're going to hold up tremendously well in the wind and the storms, which we get obviously. And for the average home, this can vary, but the average home's going to save $60 a month on their electric bill.
Yeah.
Not to mention your AC unit isn't working as hard.
Right.
So you're going to get more life out of the train or the carrier or whatever you have.
Right.
The most important thing, Brandon, in your envelope of your home is to have a dry roof. You can live with a localized window leak. You can localize a plumbing leak, but when your roof is leaking, it can be catastrophic. First of all, chances are it's been leaking longer than you think, and where you're seeing it is not necessarily where it's happening.
Right.
Due to gravity.
Right. Yeah, if you just joined us, we're talking with Ron Fuller. He's the business development manager for Tri-County Metals here in Tampa Bay and across the state of Florida. He works with contractors, so he works with roofing contractors here. So think about anybody you know in your network. Support the local economy by supporting the show and our hotline at 727-263-3707. You can call or text. That's an off-air number, 727-263-3707. You know, it's kind of funny. Over the years, I get calls to the hotline, and sometimes they say, "Hey, I'm not on air, am I?" No, we wouldn't do that to you. We don't put you on air the first time we talk to you. But talk to me, too, about metal versus, because I know, you know, some HOAs require the terracotta roofs and those tile roofs, and those are much more expensive, much heavier, and then sometimes you're waiting months and months. I know a neighbor of mine had a issue with his roof, and he was waiting months and months. I think it might even have been a year because it was around the COVID time, the China virus time.
Sure. So tile has some inherent issues. One is a 10 by 10 square of tile roof is about 850 pounds.
Wow.
So you have several automobiles up on your roof. Wow. So you can't retrofit a home that wasn't built with the trusses and the structure to handle tile. You can't retrofit it. Metal is light and quite easy on your roof, especially if you have an aged home. And also, yes, there was a time when you were waiting over 6 months for tile. With tile, because of the weight, you can't get to that next stage of construction, particularly if new build. You can't drywall until you have that weight, that 850 pounds per every 10 by 10 square, in order to finish the building.
Right.
And in addition to that, you have an underlayment, which is really what waterproofs a tile roof, and that has an exposure rating, so it can't be exposed to the roof or to the weather forever.
Yeah.
It's got to get covered. So we're really proud of our turnaround time. We have over a 98% success rate on 3-day turnaround times.
Wow. Yeah.
Not to mention our local branches as well.
I love it. I love it. Multiple locations throughout the state, working with contractors. And you had mentioned the customer service levels. Talk a little bit about your team and the behind the scenes there.
Sure. So for me in particular, it's Brooksville and the Winter Haven team. And as I'm meeting our customers, I get lots of good positive feedback on our folks on the team. So when they walk in, they're going to have a manager on staff and very, very knowledgeable, dedicated folks, customer service folks, to get them the answer and get it quickly. Because as I mentioned, roofers and everybody in construction, they're busy. They don't have time to mess around. You can't walk into the big box store, look around for someone to help you, try to get checked out. You want to get done and over. And right there and then, we're going to take care of your business.
I love it. All right, let's take a quick break there. More with Ron Fuller, Tri-County Metals, coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, our feel-good story of the day. A woman donates kidney to her sorority sister despite not seeing her for 10 years. Feel-good story coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you. Pull out your smartphone and search Consumer Quarterback Show on YouTube and Rumble, at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show. And we'll be right back here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values. Patriotic, Christian, conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. By simply shifting some of your buying habits, you're going to help support like-minded people, like-minded companies, and that can support you as well.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Ron Fuller. He's the business development manager, Tri-County Metals, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings, and then our feel-good story of the day coming up here. We got a property on Rustling Wind. This is another great opportunity here. Vacant land property in Tampa Bay. Buy and build. Great opportunity to buy some dirt. You got 4.5 acres of land. No HOA or CDD. This is in Brooksville, Florida. You get a lot more bang for your buck the further north you go. Located just a stone's throw away from a myriad of modern amenities. Short drive to a variety of dining options, shopping, entertainment, medical centers, and schools. And easy access to the Suncoast Parkway. So you can build your dream home here. Rustling Wind Road in Brooksville, Florida. A little more room to spread out up there. 5198 40th Street South is another single-family home here in St. Petersburg, Pinellas County. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 3,000 square feet. And this is another renovated property here. The owner is motivated. Make a deal on it. You're located in the heart of Maximo Moorings. Kitchen has stainless steel appliances, breakfast bar, and recessed lighting. And Maximo Marina just steps away. Easy access to the Tiki Docks at Skyway Bar. And, of course, Gulf Beaches, downtown St. Petersburg as well. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, feel-good story of the day. You got a woman that donates her kidney to her sorority sister, despite not seeing her for 10 years. So, feel-good story. Megan Schultz and Jesse House, former sorority sisters who hadn't seen each other in over a decade, had an emotional reunion when Megan decided to donate a kidney to Jess. Jess was diagnosed with chronic kidney failure in 23 and was surprised by the number of people willing to test as potential donors. Megan, upon discovering she was a match, informed Jess via FaceTime, leaving Jess shocked and speechless. Jess's kidney issues were noticed during a hospital visit for shingles, and her condition worsened after losing her job and insurance, leading to total kidney failure. So Megan, upon learning she was a match, Megan shared the news with Jess on June 13, 24, leading to a heartfelt reunion. The kidney transplant surgery is scheduled for November 12, 2024. Despite the challenges, Jess is optimistic about her future as people can live healthy lives with just one kidney. So there you have it. Feel good story of the day. I bet she's happy she was friendly with that gal back in school. Feel good story of the day. We always love those, Ron.
Yeah, what a blessing. That's crazy. I was just going to buy you chicken wings.
There you go.
But that's an awesome story. And you know what? Thank you for putting those types of stories on your program.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Always like that. You know, there's plenty of negative stuff out there, and you always got that feel-good story. Thumbs up.
Appreciate that. All right, in our final few minutes here, I wanted to get to a couple other topics that came to mind. So insurance companies, they are a little bit more contentious, a lot more contentious, rather. Talk to me about what you're seeing out there, what you're hearing from your contractors.
Sure. So, you know, the insurance industry's taken some massive losses with the storms that we've had. So they're always, like every other company, looking to cut their losses, right? So if you're selling a home or buying a home, you've got to be aware that part of the inspection process is going to be a roof. And if you're getting a loan, the lender is going to want everything to be tidy.
Right.
So definitely if you have a shingle roof and it's over 10 years old, you're in the crosshairs. Just so your listeners are aware, you want to make sure that's not something that's found out days from closing.
And a metal roof can last a lot longer. How many
Oh, goodness.
years?
So one of our popular roofs is called a Galvalume roof, and instead of being a painted surface, it actually has silicone, aluminum, and zinc. That thing's got a 40-year warranty.
Wow, 40 years.
So, you know, if you need a roof, why not get one that's going to last a long time, is going to perform brilliantly with our heat. And really, in a roof like that, what you're replacing decades down the road is just simply the screws, the fasteners.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the panels are there.
Wow, that's amazing. And then one other topic, too, is when it's close to water and maybe salt water.
Sure. So we have metal roofs that literally are warranted to be directly on the water. They're aluminum products. So everything in the roof, 3.2 aluminum, or what we call 0400 aluminum, and then the metals that complement it. So the metals have to play well together, and these are metals that are designed for corrosion. I don't know why I'm looking at the microphone like that's the camera.
That's all right.
But yeah, so a metal roof is brilliant on the water. Not only does it look great, but again, it's all that heat and that reflectivity, and you're getting a constant source of wind. So you can imagine shingles are designed to kind of hope to stick together and kind of be gooey, but they'll get dry over the years, and they start to lose that gooiness.
And the granules come off.
The granulars come off, and granulars contain fungicides and copper and things to keep that from staining, looking like it's stained.
Right.
With a metal roof, it just shrugs off all of those things.
All right. Well, reach out to the show. We'd love to put you in touch with Ron Fuller, especially if you're a roofing contractor and you want to add metal, Tri-County metals to your offering. 727-263-3707. You can call or text the show hotline. We'll put you in touch with Ron or any of our other expert contributors, 80 different categories here, if you'd like. 727-263-3707. And Ron, final thought, what's the best website, or how do you want people to connect?
Sure. So you can email me directly, ron.fuller@tricountymetals.com, or go to our Brooksville or Winter Haven location.
There you go. Walk in and see the showroom and talk to the team.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you coming in, man.
Pleasure to be here again.
All right, we had another great show. We had Michael Emdy. He's our tech expert on the program, as well as Ron Fuller, of course. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you so much for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our categories of expert contributors, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether